So I'm getting my cases ready for travel for a shoot that I have coming up in the end of November, going to Washington, just outside of Seattle, for a big multicam shoot. And I have to bring all the gear with me, unfortunately. I tried looking into hiring some local G&E and some other things, but it just makes more sense to just travel with the package. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my cases organized somewhat before the shoot. So this is the original TrekPak that I have. I purchased this one maybe about 6-7 years ago, and it's held up pretty good. I just have some FS5 camera bodies in there right now, some extra room. But I really like the TrekPak system versus the padded film, and I just feel like it holds up a lot better. So I looked into obviously purchasing some TrekPaks for all my cases that I'm going to be traveling with, but it was just one of those things where it's a lot of money. I think this system here was like $225 for this specific case, and it's just, yeah, I just don't want to spend that kind of money on essentially something I can do that's very similar. So I just went to Michael's and I picked up a bunch of this plastic cutout. I mean, I guess it's for like yard signs, and you're able to stick like pins in here to poke into your lawn or whatnot. They come in big sheets. I think it was like 36 by 18 or something like that. And I picked up, I want to say 8 sheets for like $25 at Michael's. It's a little bit more expensive if you get it on Amazon. I want to say it's maybe like $40-50 for 8 sheets, but given how much the actual TrekPak system costs, that's pretty affordable. So I literally just picked up a bunch of sheets and cut it to size per case, just measured it and then cut it. I used like just a box cutter to cut all the foam. And then I'm just using these little like bobby pins. Let's see if I can get one out. Just these little jumbo size bobby pins to secure them in. And obviously the pins from the TrekPak system are a lot thicker, so they'll probably last a lot longer. But yeah, I think the bobby pins, I doubled up on the top and the bottom, so that way it's in there pretty snug. And then in some cases I even put 2 sheets just to really thicken that divider. And this case, I added some like foam to each corner, but I only did that for this case because this is more of like a camera case, and I'll probably have cameras in here, but everything else, I don't really care much to do that. I didn't add any of the foam, and I'm just using the plastic, and I feel like that's probably fine. I mean, I don't think this stuff's going to get damaged or anything like that. This one has a production monitor in here, and then I have a bunch of room for some other stuff. And then this case here, this is like my lighting case that I'm going to be using. I have 2 almost like Fresnel spotlights in here. They're Dracast. I think they're about 50 watts a piece. And then I have 3 light stands, actually 4. I think there's 4 of these little stands in here. Yep, there's 4 in there. And then I have 2 APUTURE F22C light mats in here with all the ballast and everything packed underneath. And then these are just water bags. I think I have a total of 4 in this case here. So this case is actually quite heavy. I think it's definitely going to be close to 50 pounds, if not a little bit more. But I do have the little TrekPaks here. I might add another layer here just to really make that a little more secure. But this is the Pelican 1615 Air case. So that's specific to this case here of this kind of layout. Obviously, it's nice having these little pins with the little straps that you can pull out very easily. But to be honest, once I have everything in there, I'm not really going to change it on the go. So I wouldn't really change the layout on location. I'd probably be at home, and then I could just get like a needle nose plier to just pull out these bobby pins. And I think that would work fine. It is visually, I feel like it does look kind of cool having those little red tabs, but I mean, at this point, I'm just going for functionality. So I feel like this works totally fine. But yeah, with the 8 sheets that I picked up at Michael's, I've been able to line, what is that, like 4 cases? Which is crazy for 20 something bucks plus the bobby pins. Let's just round it to 30. I did buy a couple of sheets of this padded adhesive material, which was probably another $5 for this case here. But yeah, altogether $35. I was able to line, 4 cases, which is nuts compared to $225 to line that case. And you still have to cut the foam yourself. Like, they give you the border and everything else. They give you a little tool to like cut the foam specifically to whatever you want. So it's like you still have to kind of cut it yourself. It just seems like kind of a waste of money. But we'll see. I mean, I could go on this trip to Washington and all these cases fall apart, which I'm hoping doesn't happen. And then, I might have a different opinion on the TrekPaks there. But yeah, for now, I mean, it seems pretty rugged. So there's still a few more cases I have to do. I have another FS5 camera system that I would like to do a TrekPak with. And then I have a teleprompter under here that currently has just the pluck foam that I would like to do the TrekPak for. So I ordered some more of this plastic stuff that should be here today. So I'll probably end up doing a few more cases. I did pick up this Pelican 1740 case for all my tripods and light stands and all that. So I don't know if I'll have room in here to do any sort of divider. Everything's packed in here pretty tight. I have 4 tripods and 3 light stands. These little Matthew stands in here currently, and a couple of like sandbags or water bags, whatever you call them, in here. So I don't think I'll be able to put any sort of divider system in this case here, which is fine. I have 4 tripods in here, which is nuts. And, they're obviously not super big tripods. They're kind of on the smaller side. They have smaller heads. None of my, Sackler tripods. If I was traveling with more expensive heavy-duty tripods, I would have to use cases like this. I have a bunch of these, tripod cases that I would need to use, but since I'm traveling with 4 tripods, I don't want to travel with 4 tripod cases. I have a couple of people flying with me here locally from Little Rock out, but we're still traveling with a lot of cases here, so I don't want to add a bunch of additional cases if I don't need to. So there won't be any sort of TrekPak dividers in this case. I think it's good as it is. Maybe eventually, once I'm done with this shoot, to reutilize this case, I might put in some dividers so that way I can travel with other stuff than 4 tripods, obviously. So that's that case there. And that's definitely going to be over 50 pounds. But yeah, I'll travel with the media badge so that way I can get free overweight bags. And I'll have, like I said, a couple of guys with me. So it'll be 4 of us flying out from Little Rock. With Southwest, you get 2 bags free. So we should be good and not have to pay any sort of baggage fees, which is nice. Then obviously I'll put TSA locks on each case. Might double up on here, put 2 on here. And maybe this case I'll definitely probably fly with. It'll be my carry-on. But everything else I'll just put those locks and then probably an air tag in each one, just so I can track my luggage and see if anything's missing, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's still a lot of packing to do, but I think it's getting pretty close. So yeah. And this is my old light panels floodlight. This was before they had the Astra, the 6x, or even the 1x or 3x. This is just a daylight only 5600, but it's gold mount powered, which is nice. So I can still use all my gold mounts. But yeah. It's not bright at all. I remember using this guy kind of early days of LEDs and not very punchy or anything, not bicolor. You would have to put in they had a little drop in for gels and whatnot. I do have some soft boxes, but honestly, I would mostly just use this without any sort of soft box because it was just not that bright. But yeah, I use it out here in the shop. If I need some more light, just pop this guy on. And then, so coming out to my van here, I'll give you guys kind of a brief update, but I got some labels for my SIDIO crates here. And I've put all my my 600X in a half crate like this, so it slides in good. And then I added, this was, someone left a comment on one of my videos when I asked a question about what I should do differently in my van package, and they said put the flags on top, and honestly that was genius. Originally I had them going in here where this guy is, but I built a little bit of plywood here. It's a little bit flexible, but that's because I have a bunch of flags in here. And then I just anchored it to each side using some little side brackets like that. And I drilled in here and then here. So I have 4 of these. There is a little bit of flex, but I think it's totally fine. We'll see how it goes. And I probably don't even need all these flags at all times. Like I have a big cookie, a wood cookie cutter in there that I probably don't even need, but it's all good. And then the same setup, I have the 600X there, and then the 1200D here. I have the ballast for the 600X in the 60X case. It fit perfectly. And then there's a ballast for the 1200D in another one of those cases there. Comms here. Gold mounts. Just everything is labeled, which is nice. That's the one thing I like about these SIDIO crates is you can label them with a dry erase if you buy these little adapters there. But yeah, so I have all my stuff labeled here. 2 Apple boxes, and that's about it. Everything has a cover on top some dividers in there. I will probably buy another set of these because right now I just have one side labeled. Would be nice to have both sides labeled so that way I don't have to think about which side I'm loading in these crates. Just any side can be loaded, and then we'll have a label facing out. So I'll probably do that eventually. But for the time being, I think this will work fine. Then I've lined all the shelves with this kind of rubber material. So that way it kind of absorbs the shock a little bit, and then it's harder to move these cases with that padding. This is all it is. It's just this hard plastic with the little bobby pins on each side. I would say it's close in weight to like a piece of cardboard, but obviously it's a little bit thicker. It's definitely a lot harder to bend and fold, but yeah, that's literally all it is. I just used a X-Acto knife to cut it, measured it. You can add foam if you want to get fancy, but I don't really think you need it in most cases. And then you can add these little tabs if you want visually so you know where the connections are, but I just don't really think it's needed. I feel like I would just only change my case at home, and then if I'm at home, I'll just use a little needle nose pliers to pull those out and reconfigure it. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think this is gonna hold up, or if you think it's a bad idea. So far, I think it's pretty solid, but I'll be able to tell for sure after this shoot in Washington whether it was a good idea or not.